What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Wisdom Girl and Wise Woman show. It's your girl, Wisdom Girl, aka Carmel Miller, and this is.
Hey everybody, I'm Wise Woman Leslie Christie.
And today is pretty much, I could say, a part two.
Yeah.
A part two of our show last week, which was about. I don't remember what it was about. But all I know is this week we are doing politicians.
Yeah. Last week we did inventors, Black inventors.
Oh yeah, we did inventors last week, but now we're doing politicians.
Yeah.
So anyway, to get into the show, this is show number 52.
Yeah.
So don't forget to share, like, and definitely send this to your friends, your cousin, and your dog. Send this to an owl if you pass by one in the forest.
They're wise, so that's good. That is a good look.
Anyway, Black History Month is not only a celebration of past achievements, but also an acknowledgement of the work Black Americans continue to do to help the country realize its promise of democracy and equality.
Mm-hmm.
And also how essential and critical Black Americans were and continue to be to the growth and building of this country of the world. Last week, we talked about Black inventors, whose shoulders we all stand upon. But today, we bring you on the shoulders of Black politicians. Because of the extremely vast amount of Black politicians who have paved the way for us, we have decided to focus on the female politicians today. Female. Yeah. So, join our conversation in the chat and please like, tag, and share this video to help us grow our audience. So, let's get started. First of all, just a little disclaimer, we have not forgot about Barack Obama. That's all I gotta say.
Big up to
So, we begin our show with this absolutely incredible woman whose shoulders we all stand upon.
Mm-hmm.
Known for her slogan, Unbought and Unbossed, Shirley Chisholm was a pioneering African-American politician with multiple firsts to her name.
Mm-hmm.
In 1968, she was the first African-American woman elected to Congress. Mm-hmm. And in 1971, she was a founding member of the Congressional Black. I can't pronounce that word.
Caucus. You was rolling. You was getting
caucus. I was this cool. I was about to say cactus. In the National Women's Political Caucus, Chisholm proved her courageous leadership by becoming the first African American. Oh yeah, definitely the first. I was about to say, no, wait, she wasn't the first, but then she was definitely the first because that was like a long time ago. He campaigned for the Democratic Party presidential nomination in 1972. By the way, she lost, but it was worth the try.
Yeah.
Chisholm survived several assassination attempts during her presidential campaign, in addition to being barred from participating in the majority of the televised primary debates, which resulted in her having to take legal action to ensure she could join. Wow. Although she did not win the presidential race, she continued to make an impact by serving another 11 years in Congress.
Wow.
Chisholm, who authored Unbought and Unbossed in 1970 and The Good Fight in 1973, died at the age of 80 in 2005. Wow. 10 years later, she was
posthumously. I knew you were going to
posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by then President Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Wasn't he elected in 2009?
Yeah, but he no 10 years after her
Passing.
yeah, after her
That would be
passing.
2015.
Right. Well,
Mhm. Oh, okay, okay, okay.
yeah,
Now we originally had another quote, but this one we talked about in my English class. At shout out to at Intellectus Prep.
until
We got the best teachers. I would definitely send your kids there. But that's all I gotta say. Um, if they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. Ain't that the truth?
come on. Come on. I love
You
that
have to
quote
put
by heart.
yourself. They don't. And what I said, we were supposed to answer this question in ELA. What
Mhm.
does that mean to you? And
Okay.
I wrote, and I quote, I said that this means to me that nobody cares if you succeed,
Hmm.
and nobody cares if you fail.
Mm-hmm.
But you keep chasing your dreams because at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to they're going to start acting like you.
Okay.
They're going to want to be you.
Yeah.
So sometimes I know, don't quote me on this, but a few shows ago, no, last year,
Mm-hmm.
of which was like a long, long time ago. I think it was one of our first shows, maybe the fifth show. I said, do not write yourself in a story that doesn't belong to you. But
Mm.
sometimes, if nobody's willing to give you the opportunity to become successful,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you have to write yourself in the book.
Yeah. That's true.
You can't just wait for somebody to put you in the book because then that might never happen.
Right. That's true. That's so true.
Like I said, nobody cares if you succeed and nobody cares if you fail.
That's right.
And at the end of the day, when they see you
Mm-hmm.
up there at the top standing, they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna want to be you.
Yeah.
So don't give them haters so much energy, and don't give them so much power
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they don't want you to be there, but you put yourself there because at the end of the day, they're gonna have to deal with you.
They're gonna have to deal with you. I love that. So bring your folding chair. Don't even try to
Bring your
don't
food
even
there.
sit at the table. How about that? Don't even try to because there might be some nails there, or
If you
whoopee
watch Hidden
cushions.
Figures, if you watch the movie Hidden Figures, Katherine Johnson, aka Taraji P Henson, had to talk herself
Mm,
or had to not prove herself, but or had to become truthful. She was telling her, she was like, "You are the boss, sir, but you have to act like one."
mm.
Personally, I would not tell that to my boy. I might, but personally, she had to put herself into the
Mhm.
meeting that was meant for all men, all white.
Yeah.
And when she got up there and had that chalk and wrote all the mathematical equations, solving for x and all that, when I'm done with math, I'm done. Too many numbers in my head.
No, that's right.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
she was the reason why we ended up on the moon. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. But we're here about Shirley Chisholm, okay? We'll talk about scientists. But today is actually International Girls and Women in Science Day. So
Is it? Oh, okay. Didn't know that. Big ups to all the women throughout the world, all the women scientists, and
all the Gems Club
yeah.
and shout out to Christine Darden,
Hmm.
Dorothy Vaughan, Mary Jackson, and Katherine Johnson.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
And all the actresses who played them in Hidden Figures
Yes!
really, brought their lives.
Taraji P. Henson, Octavia Spencer,
Yeah.
and now Monet. They're all my favorite.
Yeah, I love them. All right, so let's move on to our next, the next politician who showed us to stand on. And her name, I learned a lot when we were doing this research. Her name is Charlotta Bass.
I
Now,
love the name Charlotta. It's a mix of Charlotte and then it just has that extra A in the end. It
Charlotta.
just makes it
But
so
then
unique. I love that name.
you're in school, somebody says, "What's your name?" My name is Charlotta. Like, don't even mess
I got one of those
with
bougie
the
names.
best. I'm all that. It means It sounds like you're the queen. You're strange,
It sounds like
like
classy but elegant.
yeah, it does. I love it. Well, before
For
Madam
some
Vice,
reason, I wish I had her name.
oh,
I heard this rumor that people with names that start with a C and a K have the best name.
really?
I don't agree with
Wait,
that.
wait a minute. Your name starts with C, and your mom's name starts with K. So okay, you may have something right
But
there.
then my best friend's name starts with a J. So,
Oh, okay, well,
and they
again,
really all sound the same. So,
yeah. All right, so let's get into it with Charlotta, Miss Charlotta,
oh my god,
Queen.
we gotta get off this name thing because I her name is just so elegant. We got the point.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into what she did.
Before Madam Vice President Kamala Harris, the first black woman to run for vice president,
Black African American Asian cough, but you know.
yeah, before her, there was Miss Charlotta Barrett, who bid for the position in 1952 on the ticket of the left wing Progressive Party, alongside presidential candidate and lawyer Vincent Hallinan. From 1912 to 1951, Bass utilized her platform as a journalist. By the way, she and her husband worked at this particular newspaper. Her husband was the editor, and she used her platform to raise awareness of racial discrimination and civil rights issues. Together, she and her husband spoke out against police brutality, segregation, and the Ku Klux Klan, which resulted in them facing severe menacing threats from the white supremacist group. Of course, we're talking about the KKK. Now, prior to her vice presidential nomination, Bass was already making headway in the world of politics, becoming co president of the Universal Negro Improvement Association in the 1920s and creating the Home Protection Association, which fought against, I love this, restrictive covenants that hindered people of color from being able to purchase homes. Come on, we still fighting these same issues today. In 1952, upon her nomination as vice president for the Progressive Party, Bass said these words: I stand before you with pride. I could see Miss Charlotta saying this.
Okay,
I stand before you with
just get off the name.
it is a great honor to be chosen as a pioneer.
Stop
And
it.
a
Stop
great
it.
honor.
Stop it. Be normal.
Then she said, but I am strengthened by thousands on thousands of pioneers who stand by my side and look over my shoulder. I love that because she realized that if it weren't for the people who came before her, she wouldn't have been able to be in that position that she was in. And she also realized that the position that she was in, running for vice president, was important for those ahead of her. And I really wish that she could have survived long enough to see our vice president today. I mean, man,
I know she's looking up from up above. Like, I know, right? Yes, sister. Be
yeah,
that vice president.
yeah.
Be that up.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm sure she's very proud, but like, I just got to say that I would, okay. I know I said I wanted to be an actress several times throughout the show, but for some reason, because of my interest in politics, like, do you know, like,
You are very interesting.
just driving home from church, right? With
Mhm.
your grandmother in the back seat, and all of a sudden, you're like, oh, did you know that the Declaration of Independence was signed on July 4th, 1776? Like,
Yeah,
imagine just like
yeah,
imagine doing that, and then all of a sudden, like, growing up to be like, I want to be the first Black female president of the United States.
yeah, yeah.
And even if I'm not, I could be the youngest. I could be
You can be the most.
I could be the longest surviving.
You could be the one who has a cabinet filled with women. Not maybe not all African American women. Maybe, well, you don't want all women, but let's be honest. Come on, who
Let's
really,
be let's,
really
let's,
wants the
let's
world?
be
Hey, that's all I'm saying. Who he has the power. Come on. God knew what he was doing. He was like, Adam, you can't handle this. Let me create E for you. Okay, that ain't today's show, but y'all know.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get
Don't tell the men though, because
there. Okay.
one they do, but no, they needed help. All right,
There's a
so
song that goes like, "You're the man, but I got the power."
oh,
Period.
you the man.
It goes like, "You're the man, but I got the power." It's,
Okay.
and then this is a song by Ava Max called "Kings and Queens."
Hmm.
It will be. It's really amazing. I would definitely recommend everybody sing it. By the way, it's not inappropriate. It's just talking about kings and queens. That's it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And talking about sexism, about how men feel like they're above. Not all men,
Oh, right. The generally, yeah,
just most men.
with the issues
We
that
don't really face sexism nowadays, though.
well we do, but
We
they
do,
not
but
as
not a lot. I
you
think it's like definitely.
your generation doesn't experience it to the degree that other generations have. So thank God for that. I'm talking about sex.
We'll talk about this. We'll talk about that after the show
Okay, all right.
because I definitely have experienced it.
All
But
right, so
next person we're talking about is Barbara Jordan. I love the name
girl
Barbara.
about Jordan.
It's so old fashioned. That's how you know it was back in the day. It's so old fashioned.
Yeah,
But it's such an amazing name.
yeah.
Before becoming the first African American woman from the
Mhm.
Deep South to become a congresswoman in the U.S.,
Mhm.
Jordan embarked on a career in law, launching a private law firm in 1916.
Mhm.
However, politics was clearly on her mind at the time as she bid twice for a seat on the Texas House of Representatives in the early 1960s. Both times being unsuccessful.
Yeah.
We're struggling now. People were struggling. Struggle. Life is not perfect.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, in 1966, Jordan prevailed, becoming the first Black woman to be elected to the Texas Senate and the first African American to become a state senator since 1883.
Woo. Come on, Miss Jordan.
1883. How did that pop up? Okay, I'm so confused.
Long time from 1883, and I should have looked up who was the senator, but I didn't. To 19.
Following her landmark speech during the President Nixon impeachment process
Mhm.
in 1976, Jordan became the first African American and the first woman to deliver a keynote speech at the Democratic National Convention.
Yeah.
Jordan stressed the ethos of being the Democratic Party,
Mhm.
saying the party believes in equality and for all and privileges for none.
Mm. Wow.
This is a belief that each American, regardless of background, has equal standing in the public forum.
Mm.
All of us, she said.
So she was saying all of us that we all should have equal.
Jordan was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Bill Clinton in 1994.
Yeah.
In addition to receiving the Spingarn Medal of the NAACP.
She was.
And here's one of her quotes. If you're going to play the game properly, you better know every rule. Period. I think that's amazing.
Yeah,
And
it's amazing.
that's basically saying, if you don't know how to play Monopoly, you just snatch all the money.
Well, don't even play it.
Don't even play it.
It's such a true statement. It's like whatever
You can't play Uno and then say Uno with 3 cards in your
right, or whatever you do in life. Just understand the rules. First of all, it saves you time, saves you energy, saves you stress. Like learn it. Learn something. This is what I always say. Even in church with church leaders, learn. You gotta be a continual um, student where you are always learning something. You're always learning the thing that you are responsible for so that you can be the best that you can be at it. And I believe that Barbara Jordan, she was the absolute best at what she did. I mean, this woman, she was the bomb. Look her up, right? And listen to some of her speeches. Your mind would be blown. She captivated that audience like nobody else. Amazing. As a matter of fact, she is down in history even today as the one who received the longest standing ovation at a Democratic National Convention. Her words were powerful. Her voice booming. Look her up. Look her up. That's y'all.
That's
Oh,
all she got to say. Just look her up.
all right, before we move to the next person, I just want to thank everybody who's tuning in with us. For all of you who are chatting in the chat and just rolling with us today.
Don't forget to send this to your friends,
Yeah.
and don't forget to share it with your pet fish.
With your pet fish. All right. So we got another powerhouse politician to talk about. Her name is Condoleezza Rice. Now, a lot of people, couldn't get with her at the time that she served, but listen, this woman, so intelligent, so amazing. As the first Black woman to become appointed National Security Advisor and the first Black female Secretary of State for the United States, Condoleezza Rice held a great deal of power within the U.S. government. I mean, she was the one with the power. As Secretary of State, she made it her mission to enact transformational diplomacy, a term that she coined that she hoped would help create democratic, well governed states around the world. When you're in that position, your view has got to be beyond the place where you serve. Rice brought a great deal of political expertise to the White House, having already earned a bachelor's, master's, and PhD in political science. You go, girl. This expertise is what brought her into the presidential fold, as she was scouted out as a professor at Stanford University and recruited onto the United States National Security Council during the presidency of George H.W. Bush. In 2001, the year that George W. Bush, the son, assumed the presidency, Rice was named United States National Security Advisor, the first Black woman to assume the role. During Bush's second presidential term, which began in 2005, Rice became the first Black woman to become Secretary of State, knocking down doors and glass ceilings. Woo! She has this quote. She says, "What you know today can affect what you do tomorrow, but what you know today cannot affect what you did yesterday." So I would say what she's really trying to say is pay attention to what you're doing, because your life makes a difference. You are not just living in the moment, but you're living in the moments to come. So I love what she says. Powerful.
I also think that it means to work hard for what you have today, because tomorrow is never promised.
That's true. I can get with that. Yeah.
So you have to make sure that you work hard and do whatever you got to do. Make what you got to do, make right today, even if it takes all night.
Wow. You're right. I love that. Yeah. Yeah. We could go a long time.
I'm going to cry, but I'm not going to cry.
I know that. Yeah. Don't cry. Don't cry. Because we got two more powerhouses. Oh. Okay. Give us a moment, y'all. Okay, we good.
I think we're good. Luckily, I don't have mascara. I would have looked like a wreck.
You can't wear mascara.
Okay.
What last two? Learn all that stuff, because we are
last two, which are, well, the last one is my favorite. I don't even know about this one yet.
Let me do this one, and you do the last.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right. So, because the last one, that's the girl. Okay, so Carol Moseley Braun. Now, some of you may have heard of her, some of you may not, but she's very powerful in this world. So Carol Moseley Braun was destined for a career in politics from a young age. And she organized sit-ins at a segregated restaurant and marched alongside Martin Luther King Jr. during a demonstration against Chicago housing conditions as a teenager. So she's been doing this for a long time. And so after earning political science and law degrees, she demonstrated her prowess as an impressive prosecutor in the office of the U.S. Attorney in Chicago, covering vast areas, including environmental, health, housing, from 1973 to 1977. So in the late 1970s, Moseley Braun entered the political domain. She was elected as a member of the Illinois House of Representatives, and she rose the ranks to become Assistant Democratic Majority Leader, the first Black woman to hold a position. And then, upon her retirement from the role in 1987, she was dubbed the Conscience of the House by her peers, evidently demonstrating the high regard with which she was perceived. So, he has this quote. She says, "I cannot escape the fact that I come to the Senate as a symbol of hope and change, nor would I want to, because my presence in and of itself will change the U.S. Senate." And of course, her saying that, we know that she was absolutely right, because she paved the way for President Barack Obama, who also served as the U.S. Senator of the state of Illinois from 2005 to 2008, and later on became, obviously, the President of the United States of America. How?
Okay.
How?
I'm gonna chill out because these are. You know what? I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna chill out. Okay. Now the last one. This is my girl right here.
I know. That's why I said, let me take Miss.
Next we have. You know, I'm not even gonna tell you. I'm gonna wait. We are proud to celebrate our 49th Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. Wait,
Yeah.
There's one question. Which president didn't have a vice president? If it's only the 49th one, because this is our 51st president.
Inquiring minds want to know.
I don't know, but
I'm confused. I don't know. We gotta.
There are now 51 presidents now, so there's no longer 50. Breaking barriers as the first woman and first Black and South Asian American in this role, Vice President Harris has always been a pioneer. I know, right? In 2004, Harris became the first woman and the first African American to hold the office of District Attorney in San Francisco, and made history again as Attorney General of California in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I gotta say. No stranger to paving the way, Harris became the first African American to represent California in the U.S. Senate in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
As she was sworn in as Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris donned an all-purple outfit in nod to Shirley Chisholm, one of the first Black women to run for president.
Yeah.
In the near future, Vice President Harris may try to finish what Chisholm started in 1922. As Vice President, Harris is positioned to make a serious run to become the first Black woman to serve as President of the United States. Okay, all of a sudden, I really don't like her anymore. She's trying to play my role? How dare you?
Listen, she's paving the way. She's doing what she's supposed to do, paving the way.
All right. Just for that, I might work so hard that I end up becoming the youngest. I might end up being the President of the United States at 14.
Oh, no, you can't.
Not 14. That's illegal. That's illegal.
Yeah, it is illegal. You got to be at least 18. So.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to be 18. What? I meant to say 18. I don't know where I got 14 from. I think
I think it's 18, unless they change it.
I'm not sure. But she said there will be people who say to you, "You are out of your lane." They
Mhm.
are burdened by only having the capacity to see what has always been instead of what can be. But don't let that burden you.
Don't let that burden you. You can't let people tell you what's for you, what's not for you, what you're supposed to be doing, what you're not supposed to be doing. You can't do that. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't
Hater alert, hater
right.
alert. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Hater alert.
Would you say
Yep.
red alert?
Hater alert.
Oh,
Hater.
red alert. Yeah,
But
red alert.
anyway, thank you so much for watching.
You got me trying to search that. Like, what? Wait a minute. She is the first time.
Thank
I
you.
said Biden. Isn't he the? I don't know. 46th president. He's a 40.
Who?
I'm confused.
No, he's not.
How's
But
he?
Trump was the 50th president.
No, he was not the 50th. Trump definitely was not the 50th. He was number.
Yes,
No,
he
no,
was.
no. Okay, we're gonna talk about this afterwards.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And we will see you next week with our. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you.
No, I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna tell them because we don't
Don't
do.
tell them, wise woman. Don't tell them.
All right. Can I just say we're still gonna be in the celebration mode of Black?
Okay, we're still gonna be in Black History. Okay, we're
Yeah.
done. We gave them a hint. I
Okay.
think they pretty much know what's next.
And please, 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 please do us a favor. We say it all the time, but please do us a favor and share and tag and tell somebody about Wisdom Girl Wise
Yes.
Women, because we're trying to grow our platform. We want people to get our message out. Sometimes we have educational shows like this one. Sometimes we have comical shows.
Show this to
But
your kids.
the main thing is that we're spreading wisdom coming from the word of God. And we want people to be able to wise up and live
And
and
prosper.
prosper.
Why is our voice so soft? You know what? Yes, share this with your fishies so they can share with their fishy friends, and then they get to share with their owners. Share this with your pets, your dog. So they can
All
share with
right.
their- you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
All right.
We love you. Bye bye now.
Bye bye.